On the anniversary of D-Day, we pause to remember the stoic paratroopers and the C-47 aircrews who took them over Normandy on June 6, 1944. Here's wartime footage of the lead C-47 called That's All, Brother. And we captured that famous warplane's restored iteration in color just a few years ago on a memorable flight we will always cherish. That's All, Brother had faded into anonymity in a boneyard of Douglas C-47s and DC-3s on the airport at Oshkosh, Wisconsin. An earnest Air Force historian, Staff Sergeant Matthew Scales, worked to verify the identity of That's All, Brother, which began intense efforts to obtain the airframe and rebuild this historic C-47. The public first saw it at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh in the summer of 2015, but much work remained to be performed before That's All, Brother would cross the Atlantic to commemorate D-Day's 75th anniversary in 2019. The historical film in which That's All, Brother appears is an Army Air Force's periodical digest of that time in mid-1944. Other segments include B-24's bombing in the Pacific and B-26's thwarting Italian rail traffic. Thanks for watching the Aerial Images channel, and please give this video a thumbs up. It helps it on its way through the system. We appreciate it.
The time, 2200 hours, June 5th, 1944. The place, England. C-47s in their new invasion battle paints stand waiting. These pictures, the first Air Force films to be received in the United States, arrived 48 hours after the amphibious assault began. Orders are read and reread. A message from General Eisenhower. The men of the parachute infantry climb aboard planes of the 9th Air Force Troop Carrier Command. General Brereton, on the line for the takeoff, passes on the traditional good luck charm, a rabbit's foot. This film was taken by photographers of the 4th Army Air Force's Combat Camera Unit, attached to the 9th Air Force. Wingtips pinpointed by riding lights, the transports take off shortly before complete darkness. invasion has started. At 600 hours on June 6th, 9th Air Force marauders crossed the channel to strike at the enemy coast defenses in the Cherbourg Peninsula beach area. 4,500 feet below, the procession of surface vessels of the invasion fleet, battleships, cruisers, destroyers, transports, stretches for miles. En route to the target area, the bombers passed the Isle of Guernsey, west of the Cherbourg Peninsula, and dived to Strophe Lighthouse on the German-held island. A British Typhoon lays a smokescreen to shield the ships from German shore positions. This B-26 drops a stick of 16 250-pound instantaneous general-purpose bombs on enemy beachhead installations at 624 hours, exactly on schedule. Meanwhile, other units of the 9th Air Force, operating northeast of the Le Havre area, dropped 2,000-pound bombs on heavy enemy coastal guns on the French coast between St. Valery and Fécamp as dawn breaks on D-Day. Target, Biak Island. On May 11th, 47 liberators based in the Admiralties strike at Montmartre airstrip on Biak Island. Although flak is encountered, there's no enemy interception. 85 tons of bombs and over 800 fragmentation clusters are dropped. 500-pound bombs hit the dispersal area along the runway. 3 Japanese fighters are seen on the field. On the next day, liberators returned to strike against Montmartre Aerodrome. More than 60 tons of bombs were released in all on supply dumps and ack-ack positions. This flyer, bombardier of a B-24 which was hit by flak, bails out at sea. The camera plane drops a life raft and supplies and marks the spot with smoke signals. A radio is also dropped and the rescue service notified. A Dumbo arrived later but was unable to locate the bombardier, who was reported picked up by a sub. 2 days later, 48 liberators attacked Bosnik village on Biak. Each plane carries 11 500-pound bombs, which are dropped from an altitude of 12,000 feet. Ack-ack from a battery of 90mm guns on the eastern section of the town is intense but ineffective. The target is the supply area, midway between the 2 jetties. The bombs which land along the beach are directed against anti-aircraft emplacements. Our initial landing on Biak was made near the scene of this bombing. Bosnik village is hit once more on May 17th. Liberators from Los Negros drop 100-pound demolition bombs on the supply depot. The target is partially obscured by cumulus clouds. Flak is very light and there is no fighter interception. 170 tons of bombs in all are dropped on supply dumps and bivouac areas in Bosnik village. On June 7th, the capture of Montmartre Airfield was announced by our ground forces. Target, Siena, an important point in the Italian railroad system. Preceding our ground offensive against the German armies below Rome, the Tactical Air Force struck out at the Italian transportation network in Operation Strangle, an all-out assault against communications north of Rome to cut off the flow of supplies to the enemy. Marauders from Sardinia, bound for the Arezzo and Boccini viaducts, abandoned the primary target because of bad weather. They made an unplanned run on the large railway yards at Siena on the alternate Florence-Rome railway line. These yards contained many units of rolling stock. The bomb run started at the south end of the yards at an altitude of 10 to 11,000 feet. 1,000-pound bombs were laid in good concentration. Photo interpretation reported that all the tracks were definitely cut and both choke points of the railway yards were hit. Some of the bombs hit warehouses on either side of the tracks. On the left side of the screen, direct hits may be seen on tracks and rolling stock. No enemy fighters or flak were encountered by the 36-ship formation.